Without further ado, we'll bring up Ron O'Haron.
Well, thank you. It's equally an honor for me to be here this evening. Back in April, I met a young man, came in, talked to me, and he had a desire to start a business. Wanted to start a motivational speakers bureau. Nothing unusual about that, nothing at all. Unless you consider the fact that at the age of 10, he suffered a traumatic brain injury that almost ended his life. This is an injury that ended his sports career and put him on a path of recovery that in many cases for a grown adult would be difficult at best. As a young athlete, Austin was a baseball player. He was a football player. And at 10 years old, he was pretty good at it. But one day the lights went out. Accidental throw at practice, caught him in the temple. Now, I've been hit with a baseball before, and it doesn't feel good. So I can only imagine what that might have been like. But it was strike 3. He was rushed to the hospital, and then life watched to Children's Hospital, where he went into a coma for 3 months. Does this mean I'm done?
No, sorry. Sorry, Ron, I didn't
It's over.
Sorry.
Let's see, where was I? So his baseball career was over at the ripe old age of 10. He suffered a traumatic brain injury and had severe bleeding on the brain. For someone who's 10 years old to suffer that type of injury, the road to recovery, if at all, would be very difficult at best. If it would not have been for some extremely good surgeons and probably some divine intervention, Austin might not be talking to us tonight. When he came out of the coma, remarkably, he stared that injury right in the face. He stared the recovery in the face. He not only had to learn motor skills again, he had to learn how to walk, he had to learn how to talk. Everything that we take for granted who've never experienced that. I served as a combat commander in Vietnam, and I saw traumatic brain injuries. I saw traumatic injuries to human beings. And the road to recovery for those gentlemen, those soldiers, many times didn't happen because the mindset wasn't there. That wasn't the case with Austin. He came out of that coma and he stared it right in the face. And immediately he began to plan where he wanted to go. And he had a vision. And 10 years old don't have a vision normally, other than playing ball, watching television, playing with his friends. But he had a vision that ultimately evolved into what he's trying to do today. And I shouldn't say trying, what he's going to do today. Over the past 10 years, you are 21, right? Over the past 10 years, there are many times he could have said, why me? I don't need this. I quit. I'm not doing this. I'm not going to deal with this. And I know a lot of people a lot older than him that have done that and have said that. And they couldn't come back from it. But he did. The recovery for him is slow. It's hard, and it's expected to be that. But he's done it. He's made it. He may never be the same as he was back then. But the fact is, Austin is a fighter. He doesn't give up. He has an attitude that goes far beyond what would be expected of a 21-year-old, let alone a 10-year-old, to start that recovery process. So for this young man to be where he is today, in my opinion, is nothing short of fantastic. He fought an uphill battle, which anything other than that's an understatement. The focus, his determination to complete what he wanted to do, it's been there. He's had a driving force. I've had the privilege to work with large companies throughout the United States and overseas in Europe. I never saw that kind of focus with the owners of those companies. Never. Yeah, they want to make money, they want to do this, they want to do that. They never had to face what this young man has had to face. What's even more remarkable than that, he became an Eagle Scout when he was a junior in high school. And if you know that he's 21 years old, then obviously his high school career was the same as anybody else's in terms of time. Eagle Scout. I don't know how many of you were in the scouting, Boy Scouts, but I was, and I know how hard it was to become an Eagle Scout. And I got interested in girls and gave up anyway, so. He graduated from high school with a 3.3 grade average, on time, taking regular and honors courses. I can't even spell honors. He studied Mandarin Chinese. Do you know how hard the Chinese language is? For 3 years. And I believe you plan to go to China in the not too distant future. As I've spent time with him, and I've been very privileged to do that over the past several months since April, I found myself reflecting back to some of the difficulties I've had in my life. And I remembered feeling sorry for myself, and I thought about Austin, and I thought, my God, Ron, you got nothing to worry about. You had nothing to feel sorry about. You never had to face something like this young man has had to face, let alone overcome it. As we spent time together, I had a chance to look at his business plan, talk to him, talk to his parents, talked about his dreams, his vision, and it became very obvious to me that he wasn't a handicapped person. Not at all.